Hello guys, as a short disclaimer, I'd like to show you what I've been doing since last Wednesday. Sort of like an addendum to the mail construction phase. So I need to do more gestures, more dynamic posing, and I need to do construction, which will follow this, both male and female. So here's some gestures. The first gesture I draw since last Wednesday. Here's some others I like. The girl standing on the ball. Didn't want to draw this day, so they're crappy. And some more. I started experimenting with circles, spheres rather, and it's way too constructed. Start numbering them. Still too constructed. Here's some torsos I sort of followed. Proco's, he's a tutorial channel on YouTube. Get that construction phase. These are the ones I did today. I like 14 is pretty good, 7 perhaps a bit, 13 is pretty good, and 3 is okay. So yeah, see you in the construction phase. So, I've decided to do my figure this Wednesday in a more constructed way, because I need to improve sort of the rigidity of the characters I draw. I actually recorded a few figures before this, trying to start without the silhouette. And it's sort of I don't think I'm ready for it really. So I went back to my old habits and drew a silhouette. But I'll change it up a bit by adding boxes to get that depth. See, I'm laying in a box here. Sizing it was a little bit too short on the top there. Also, it helps a bit to give it it isn't that severe, but these boxes need to face away from each other to give the spine to show the spine, basically, that humans have spines, and the torso is resting upon the lower torso. It's funny that I record this and then I'm just so stumped when I look at the recording, because I cannot do that again where I draw and do it live. It's impossible for me, sadly. But hopefully this will allow me to really talk more about what I'm doing. So here I'm going down from the sides of the upper torso and resting that mass, which is the obliques, on the sides of the lower torso, creating the love handles of them. And men have sort of their opening to their upper torso, or the cavity, is wider, so you have that U shape on the chest there, signify that. There below the obliques I'm laying in a slight line down around the leg, or down connecting to the, I think the femur sticks out on the lower torso there. going back up to the torso. And I really like that rhythm there, connecting the pecs around the back there, like that. It's not a muscle, it's just a sort of rhythm to show. To connectify stuff, I guess. I think if you wanted to draw a muscle, you would follow the box slightly on the side, inside the arm there, and the back, to create the dorsal cape. I think that maybe is what it's hinting at. Shoulders. I actually had quite a bit of trouble connecting limbs to the torso, but it's nowhere near as difficult as when you don't have that mass down the torso. It's very rigid as it is now, but like I said before, this is an exercise in construction to help me get that rigidity in my characters. Not rigidity, it's a bad word for it, but to make my characters feel solid and 3D. It's not a very fun way to paint, but just gotta do it till it's second nature, and then you can sort of break the rules and do whatever you like. You see, inside that triangle there on the lower torso, I'm connecting the upper leg inside there. So it's that triangle is basically holding the cylinder of the leg. I have a sort of a bad tendency to put the parachute pants on my characters, I think it's called, or those pilot pants where the legs are really funky. I think the legs came out relatively okay. There's always room for improvements when it comes to that. Also, I drew the entire figures this time, though I laid in construction for the hands and head, feet. And there's something there, so it's a completed figure. Don't know if I'll do that every time. It's dumb to say that I will always do something. Like so many times with art, it can be mired by you just get stuck in it sometimes, and you do mistakes. You just gotta get to that point where it's a lot of things are second nature. That's when you're really enjoying stuff. You're not thinking, but you're not faultless. You're just so present. It feels good to draw. I'm sort of laying in some light concepts for the leg there. I didn't bother showing ligaments. There's a ligament connecting to the kneecap below one of the larger masses on the closest leg, but I didn't do a lot of things. Actually, the upper leg has almost two parts where the upmost part is slightly bigger than. It seems like, yeah, that's logical, but it's because that ligament wrapping around and then around down to the kneecap, it tucks in a lower part of the leg, affecting the silhouette of the leg in a pleasing way. That's. I might start doing figures that's not just standing. Well, I'm gonna have to do that sometime, but just now it's just a matter of practicing stuff. Also, if you notice the pec, the upper pec there, slightly to that concept that's drawn up, sort of slightly where the nipple would be on that closest pec. I draw that in a bit because it's almost like it's turning a torso a smidge. So I think it's evident when I've drawn the female. I've changed this, so you're gonna have to look on the female construction later. I think I'll keep the video separate for male and female. Yes, because it's nice to have that break between them in recording. Just to know that if the commentary is bad, I can scrap it, so I don't have to re-record for both parts if I join them. I guess there's always ways you can get around that, but it's just episode 3. I was actually thinking if I should do sort of more of a I don't know, sort of a funny intro. Like, I'm not talking about where I'm talking about the gestures and things like that. I'm just talking about sort of this is what I do on Wednesdays basically, and then I have fun with it. Something like that. Maybe in the future. Who knows? Yeah, it feels like he's slightly turning his torso. Just because I haven't fixed that upper pec. I like it when you get this construction phase. To this construction phase, because you can kind of see the other side of the chest just before the other arm. You can see a slight part of the chest, which that pec is overlapping. It's just a nice thing that helps sell the shape. Laying some concepts for the head here, I think. Laid in sort of a shape for the Adam's apple, I think it's called. Oh, by the way, I forgot to draw the breasts on the female. Just because I just done these things. Suddenly now's the time to remember things. You can see the chin there. I always like to draw in like a line for the chin. That looks a bit better. I think the closest arm is perhaps a little bit too long. Might be the crotch. It's a little bit too high up, I guess. something I'm seeing now. Oh, I'm finished there. Yep, finished. Cat is scratching in the background. Don't know if you hear that. Yep. I think that's it. Well, I gotta say I'm more happy with this than previous weeks. Okay, so see you in the female video.